you think then are the biggest challenges that future leaders are likely to encounter in their careers? I mean, other than the hard sell, what do you think are going to be some other challenges?
Yeah, so there were two things that came that that actually I thought about here. Well, there's three things that came. First of all, know business, and I'm not repeating myself exactly here, but know business, know your business, know what it's doing, how it operates, understand the business you're in, its goals, its objectives, its challenges, its threats. Know your business and know business in general and what the goals and intentions are. Okay. So you need to understand because you're going to be working with that business to create the experience. And then the second thing, which I thought was quite a big challenge, particularly now, is survival mode. I think that is a big challenge for ex-leaders, is that, when a ship is in stormy seas, it'll throw off weight, right?
Yeah.
So for a lot of businesses, hunkering down now, it's just literally get my product out, get my invoice out, get paid, pay who I have to, and try and sleep at night.
Yeah.
And so survival mode is a huge challenge for where we would want to place the business. And that's why you need to, even when times are easy and there's a bit of, maybe in a business that's very flush or whatever, try and keep things simple and don't always go for the most expensive solutions necessarily. I mean, there'll be seasons where you can have a nice sexy moment and it's flash and it's lacquer. But if you can keep what your interventions and the way you connect with the humans in your business and your strategies, if you can keep them simple and fairly inexpensive, there'll never be the weight that gets chopped when it gets stormy. That makes sense. Yeah, and I mean, I'm saying that we would have to actually sit and give examples to really unpack that. We'd have to say, okay, so which we can't do right now. But especially, I think for the next 18 to 24, maybe even the next 3 years, lots of businesses are going to be in survival mode. So you're going to have to work with very stressed, very cut, keep it lean mentalities. And you have to work inside of that. And then the other challenge, and then the next challenge is, which I've already alluded to, is the ability to handle multiple moving parts and integrating them all in the experience. I think that's a big challenge. Know the parts, know how they function in their silos, but then know how to bring them together. I think that's another big challenge.
And keep it under budget.
Yeah. Always think there's always a way. You got to hustle, man. There's always a way to get things done without the big bucks. It's hard though. I mean, when I think about HR systems and some of the platforms out there, I love HR tech. So for me, if I could and I can see it in my mind's eye, I can see how it's working, but sometimes they just won't give it to you. They won't give you the money. So you got to let go of your darling and you got to find another way to achieve the same result. You've got to be willing to maneuver and be agile with what you have. Yeah.
Brace the hustle. Yeah, you're definitely a Josie.
Hashtag hustle. Hustle for it.
And so what then are the new skills that you think that future employee experience leaders need to learn and master? I mean, there's quite a few challenges you outlined there. So what skills should you be bringing to the table other than the hustle?
I think you need to, and it seems almost contradictory, because I'm saying you're not going to use huge amounts of money necessarily on sexy digital platforms and that. But having said that, I think you need to know the digital world. Yeah. Because you can use it hugely to try and at least message people. You may not build connection through the digital platforms, because I think trying to do that is a little ill-advised. You can, because you don't genuinely connect purely digitally. I don't care what anybody says. So you can message digitally, and messaging is important. Telling your story is important. So I think you need to know your digital stuff. You need to know platforms, options. You need to know that part of the universe, and then use it to message without forgetting the other ways of making sure you build connections. So I think digital skill, technology digital is very important. I think that you need to know how to analyze data. I do think it's a skill that you need to know. You need to know how to create the metric and the dashboard, and you need to know how to analyze and recommend from it.
Yes.
I think that's a very good skill. And then how do you, and then you need to know, you need to be able to connect with people. I just don't know how you can be an employee experience specialist or advocate if you yourself do not know how to connect genuinely with human beings. You've got to be a connector. You've got to be able to build meaningful connections. And I won't even know how you build that skill, I suppose. And there are ways, there's definitely ways. But if you want true authentic experience, you've got to have true authentic connection. My tagline in my consulting business was, the highest form of contribution is connection. And so that for me is one of the absolute key skills, being able to connect to people and people to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the last skill would be, I'd say it's a new skill, but would be the ability, holistic thinking and integration, big picture. Yeah. Even if you use somebody else in your team who thinks like that, find it somewhere. Yeah.
Find the zoom out person.
Who can see. Yeah.
Okay, great.